minute. Okay, hello. Can you hear me right now? Nakamute ako kanina. Do you hear me right now?
Oh, yes po.
Alright, alright. Kanina hindi. Kanina hindi, no?
Ako pa naka-mute po kayo kanina.
Alright, I thought so. Alright, so let's start now, no? So basically, no, we're going to talk about AI ethics, privacy, and security. Okay, so in this module, you will learn about the importance of AI ethics, key ethical concerns, ethical guidelines, and how to spot AI bias and how to be fair when it comes to using and creating AI. Okay, so let's start muna dun sa ethics in using AI. No, so um, even though no we knew the science behind it, no, it's a machine. Okay, it's all about mathematics, it's all about algorithms, it's about statistics. No, at the very at its core, no, can this become unethical? No, kasi it's just a bunch of numbers. It's about a bunch of systems and algorithms. Can it be actually unethical? No, at this point kasi in time, nakakaroon na ng mga balita, especially sa mga e-commerce firms, na nagkakaroon tayo ngayon ng algorithm hallucinations. And as people or as companies, as organizations adopt new technologies, especially AI, nagkakaroon tayo ngayon ng negative impact, no? So sino nakaka-experience dito sa e-commerce nung eyes of social media rather, no? Sino nakaka-experience sa social media na nag-i-scroll ka ngayon ng mga posts tapos akala mo nakakatawa yung meme. Pagka-click mo nung meme, ang lalabas bigla Shopee, no? Meron nga gano'n, 'di ba? So, Um, do you think that is a good practice? Do you think that is a good practice? Nakakatuwa ba siya? Parang hindi, 'di ba? Hindi naman siya nakakatuwa, no? Even though it's not related to AI, but again, it takes advantage of human curiosity. Na kapag curious ka, i-click mo, 'di ba? So it takes advantage of human curiosity. And doon pa lang, no, nakikita na natin na yung technology becomes unethical kapag, no, ginagamit siya in a very advantageous way, or in a very unethical way, no? So ngayon, no, we might ask ourselves, why does it matter, no, yung AI ethics? Kasi kung yung Facebook nga lang pinaglalaruan na natin at nagiging unethical ng mga tao sa paggamit, what more if AI? AI is changing the world rapidly. It can affect people's jobs, privacy, safety, di ba? So with that being said, we must ensure that AI is fair and transparent, 'di ba? Kasi kahit ano pang blessing ang binibigay sa atin ng AI, if hindi natin siya magamit ng maayos, no, it's just going to throw more and more chaos every single time, no? So if we can see that AI is a global challenge, so does AI ethics, no? So according to ASEAN Foundation, we are um, categorizing key ethical concerns in AI in 6 ways, no? First dyan is yung social impacts, yung psychological impacts, financial system impacts, legal system impacts, and yung environmental impacts and impacts on trust. Okay, so ito yung mga core categories niya. And firstly, yung social impacts, ito yung usual and the most obvious na nagiging epekto ng AI, especially yung job displacement, 'di ba? Yung pagkakaroon ng reinforcing ng biases ng mga AI, for example, DeepSeek, if you ask DeepSeek if Taiwan is a country, it's going to definitely say no, especially because the training set that it was developed on or trained on recognizes that Taiwan is not a country because saan ba siya ginawa? Saan ba ginawa ang DeepSeek? Ginawa siya sa China, right? So, doon pa lang, no, obvious na yung social impacts niya kasi nati-take advantage na ng mga tao yung AI to spread propaganda or yung ideals ng isang bansa even though hindi naman sila taga doon. Di ba? Next naman is yung psychological impacts. Aminin natin sa hindi, no? Na curious na tayo to talk to AI and mag-open up dito sa AI na to, no? And nagiging epekto na 'yan, no? Nagkakaroon na ng human robot relationships, no? And hindi naman siya kinakailangan na maging romantic, but again, yung relationship na sinasabi natin, no, kung nagiging reliant na tayo sa AI, especially yun nga, nag-open up tayo sa kanila, nagiging dangerous na yun especially sa atin kasi nade-declare na natin yung data privacy natin into this AI. Kaya kung napapansin niyo, if you try to open up with AI, especially ChatGPT, stuff like that, pagdating sa social media, kung ano yung in-open up nyo, no, patuloy at patuloy lang maglalabas ng content yung social media according mo sa nararamdaman mo. So lalo ka lang napapatuloy mag-doom scroll, 'di ba? Lalo ka lang halimbawa sinasabi mo sa OpenAI nagugutom ka, gusto mo ng Jollibee. Pagpunta mo sa Facebook maya-maya magkakaroon ka ng ad tungkol sa Jollibee, no? After that, no, meron din tayong financial system impacts, meaning nagkakaroon tayo ngayon ng AI manipulation, no? It's possible, it's already happening, no? Nagkakaroon tayo ng risks to have AI manipulation and collusion in financial markets, which means na kung if ever man, no, in the event na magkaroon ng collapse sa isang ekonomiya ng bansa, hindi natin alam kung sino mananagot. Mananagot ba dyan yung gumawa ng AI? Mananagot ba dyan yung nag-training ng data ng AI? Or walang mananagot at all? Kasi at the end of the day, nasisira yung buhay ng mga tao. So, dahil sa AI, nasira ang buhay ng tao, sino mananagot? Dapat merong managot, 'di ba? So again, it's going to be an ethical concern kasi walang makakasagot nitong mga tanong na 'to, 'di ba? Number 4, legal system impacts. Speaking of mananagot, 'di ba? Kung sa ibang mga ano 'yan, sa ibang mga context 'yan, 'di ba? Magkakaroon ngayon ng question mark, isang malaking gray area sa crime and liability. Kung AI ang gumawa ng crime, 'di ba? Masasabi ba natin na yung author ng AI ang may kasalanan? Parang hindi naman kasi kung gano'n yung logic natin, para nating sinabi na dapat makulong ang inventor ng barel kasi maraming pinatay yung barel, 'di ba? I mean, hindi naman gano'n yung logic, 'di ba? Hindi naman ikaw yung exactly pumatay, nag-imbento ka lang ng firearm, 'di ba? So again, where do we place ourselves doon sa implication ng legal system natin when it comes to AI, 'di ba? Magkakaroon ng mga personal injury or yun nga, kapag nagkaroon ng aksidente na involving yung mga self-driving cars, mananagot ba ang Tesla? Or mananagot ba ang author ng algorithm? Sino ang mananagot kung ang machine ang may kasalanan? 'Di ba? What else? Environmental impacts, no? Another ethical concern is environmental impacts kasi hindi libre ang pagte-train ng AI datasets, no? It costs money, especially kung sobrang laki ng datasets natin, no? Lalo na kung large language model 'yan, super gastos niyan sa pag-train, no? Hindi lang baterya ng laptop ang kailangan mo. It might require almost an entire power grid to power a month's worth of AI resources, no? Especially yung mga malalaki, especially sa mga open AIs and stuff, no? It requires a lot of power, meaning there's a lot of money involved, a lot of cost involved. And kung pag-uusapan lang natin ng kalikasan, 'di ba? Kung kung kuryente ang pinag-uusapan natin, yung kino-consume ng AI, saan ba nanggagaling ang kuryente? 'Di ba? Hindi naman lahat 'yan galing sa renewable energy, 'di ba? Actually, 70 to 80% siguro up until now, fossil fuel pa rin hanggang ngayon, 'di ba? So, how can we say na responsible steward tayo ng environment? Paano natin nasasabi na nakakatipid tayo sa papel or nakakatipid tayo sa resources kung yung AI na ginagamit natin magastos pa rin pala sa kuryente. So, nagiging hypocrite ba tayo or what? 'Di ba? Kasi yun yung yun yung issue natin ngayon, environmental impact. Nakakatipid ka ba talaga sa environmental resources kung nag-AI ka? 'Di ba? Another thing is yung impact on trust. For example, no, wag naman sana mangyari, maaksidente tayo, 'di ba? Tapos kailangan ng isang super delikado na surgery. Sino ang pagkakatiwalaan mo na mag-opera sa'yo? Is it a human doctor na beginner na hindi pa sure kung gagana yung operation na yon, or an AI na hindi niya rin alam kung magsa-succeed siya. Meron lang siyang, ang alam lang niya 10% yung chance of success. So, sino pagkakatiwalaan natin? Yung AI o yung robot? Kung parehas lang naman pala halos, 'di ba? Would you really bet on the AI para mailigtas ka? So, again, no, um, malaki yung issue natin, and again, hindi natin 'to kayang sagutin overnight, 'no? Hindi natin siya kayang sagutin overnight simply because sometimes there's no really real answer on these things. Okay? We're not talking enough. We're not talking as a community enough para magkaroon tayo ng valid na sagot para sa mga 'to. Okay? So, puro tayo challenges, puro tayo issues. Ano ba sir yung mga examples ng ethical na paggamit ng AI use? So, you could use them in healthcare, you could use them in education, you could use them in environmental sustainability. Madami naman 'di ba? As long as, no, alam natin na yung paggamit natin ng AI is not going to harm others. Okay? So, yun yung sinasabi natin na ethical AI use. In fact, no, sa leadership natin, especially in ASEAN level, meron nang ginagawa ang ASEAN Foundation and ASEAN to approach these kinds of issues, no? So nagkaroon ng ASEAN noong 2021 ng ASEAN's approach to AI ethics, and as well no, nag-develop sila ng ASEAN Smart Cities Network. Lastly, Singapore is now currently leading an AI governance framework that could be used by other ASEAN countries. 'Di ba? Para they know what to do if things happen or things became a thing because of AI. And lastly, no, hindi lang din buong ASEAN ang kumikilos. Buong mundo kumikilos na rin right now. According to OECD, meron na silang ngayong AI principles. Actually, 2019 pa, meron na silang principles. The European Union has also created ethics guidelines when it comes to artificial intelligence to protect their citizens against data privacy or data privacy violations. No? Number 3 naman, UNESCO is also working on an AI ethics framework, di ba? Which is a global recommendation on the ethics of AI. Also, IEEE has this global initiative on ethics of autonomous and intelligent systems. So, collectively, no, the whole world is talking about this. Leaders are talking about this. But again, ethics and guidelines will remain a guideline if we're not going to use it in our level as or in our everyday life, no? So probably no, I suggest everyone to take a read on these things, no? So now let's move on dun sa second slide natin, which is about AI bias and fairness. So let's talk a little about what AI bias is and how they work and how can we be fair, no, when it comes doon sa paggamit natin ng AI. Actually, napag-usapan na natin nung last lesson, 'di ba? Yung AI bias and fairness, 'di ba? So, napag-usapan natin siya dun sa banana example natin, 'di ba? So, yung banana example natin is a perfect excuse for this lesson kasi bakit? Let's define what is AI bias. AI bias is the systematic error in a model's output that creates unfairness in decision making based on incorrect assumptions and data patterns. So, kagaya nga nung sa saging example natin nung lesson number 2, 'di ba? Kung wala kang example ng kulay green na saging, tapos puro dilaw yung saging mo dun sa dataset mo, kapag nagbigay ka diyan ng kulay green na saging as a predictive input, it's not going to recognize it as a banana kasi kulay green siya, 'di ba? So, that's just one thing, no, kasi there are three types of AI bias. Selection bias is yung example natin sa saging. Sample bias and measurement bias are two other things. Bakit ba siya importanteng malaman? Kasi AI bias can perpetuate inequality, it can reinforce stereotypes, and result in discrimination against a certain group. Okay? So, how can we contribute? How can AI bias develop? No, there are three ways that AI bias can develop. Firstly is about data diversity. So again, no, ito yung babalikan natin yung example ng saging natin, no. Kung kulang yung representation ng diverse data samples natin, this can lead to exclusion bias and perpetuate inequality. Next naman is yung computing power. Sometimes, kung kulang yung computing power natin, machine learning and AI developers tend to create always shortcuts, no? They always tend to always try and make shortcuts on um, neural networks and their models para maging enough yung prediction niya. Pero sometimes kasi, no, kung nagso-shortcuts tayo lagi dahil insufficient yung computing power natin, it leads to inaccurate and incomplete data analysis. Kaya nai-stuck tayo minsan doon sa maling output. And lastly, meron tayong tinatawag na human bias. Kasi kahit anong tama nung computation ng model mo at kahit anong sufficiency ng power natin, kung meron pa ring human bias doon sa training data natin at sa design at sa programming natin, as a prime example of this is yung sa DeepSeek nga. If you ask if Taiwan is a country, di ba? Dahil propaganda yun ng People's Republic of China, wala tayong magagawa doon. Talagang bias siya towards doon sa gustong i-push ng PRC. Di ba? So, how can we reduce yung AI bias ngayon, no? To reduce AI bias, syempre, we have to make sure na lahat ng nasa loob ng data natin is clean, efficient, and walang outliers. Dapat balance yung sample size. And usually, no, kung i-relate natin to dun sa previous lesson natin, usually data engineers ang may trabaho nito, no? So, talagang siya, fulfilling na work siya kasi you are taking part to reduce inequality doon sa bias ng AI, di ba? Next naman is yung algorithmic fairness. Again, no, kung nakikita natin talaga na yung dataset wala talaga tayong magagawa, yan talaga yun, di ba? So, pwede tayong gumawa ourselves ng mga fairness metrics, regularization, and optimization techniques para masabi natin na equal opportunity, walang discrimination, and ma-promote natin yung diversity among results ng algorithms natin. Meanwhile, transparency and explainability allows us that dapat masabi natin or maipaliwanag natin kung paano gumagana yung AI, no? Or better yet, 'di ba? Better yet, yung AI natin dapat ma-explain niya kung bakit yun yung naging decision niya. So, it makes sure na yung resulta natin interpretable to stakeholders para kapag halimbawa nagkamali yung AI, 'di ba? Tapos inexplain niya na ganito yung reason kung bakit naging gano'n yung decision niya, 'di ba? Kung unacceptable yun for us people, mako-correct natin yung AI model na yun, 'di ba? Mako-correct natin siya and mare-recognize natin na since this is ginawa ng AI, this is something na takes less precedence when it comes to something that we could trust, 'di ba? So, to move forward with AI, so how can we become um how can we shape AI ethics in the future, no? So what we could do is to encourage people like us, students, we could encourage developers and future AI professionals to think critically about the ethical challenges they may face in their careers and how they can contribute to building a more ethical AI landscape, no? So, bakit natin kailangan gawin 'yon? Kasi at the end of the day, no, tatanda tayo at tayo rin naman ang makikinabang nito in the future, no? Tatanda tayo, magkakaroon tayo ng family, and at the same time, no, kung hindi lang din tayo makikinabang, no, it's gonna be our children, it's going to be our children's children, no? It's going to be a collaborative effort, no? Hindi lang siya para sa gobyerno, hindi lang siya yung usapan ng ASEAN, hindi lang siya yung usapan ng European Union. It has to be a collective effort of everyone, okay? Sabi nga nila, no, AI is powerful. Technology is always going to be powerful, but it's going to always come with responsibility, no? Quote na rin natin diyan si Uncle Ben, 'di ba? If we use AI ethically, we can ensure it's going to benefit everyone. Okay? So yung part 3, no, I think let's put an end over here dun sa lesson natin. I'll let you guys read about this and watch the video on part 1.3. Okay, so let's end it right here. Okay, and I'm going to end the recording as well. All right. So,